Today we're going to talk about the American dream. The American dream is something everybody aspires to. But what is it? And is the American dream still alive or is it dying? So if you were someone who was listening to the media and also just perceptive of what the world around you, you'll see that we have changing market conditions, economic instability. There's an income stagnation where wages are not rising to keep up with inflation. Students are getting out of school, college specifically, with debt. It's just difficult to make it work. So I understand that stress and that frustration, and the media does not add any helpful insights to that. Since it's always negative. We can't do this, we can't do that. Healthcare is rising, interest rates rising, the sky is falling. It's difficult. Millennials specifically are having a harder time with buying a first home and getting the means to do so. And that's been also very frustrating because other generations, it seems like they have gone to college, got a job, been able to buy a house, and which has been considered the American dream. So what I would say is there's a few things that need to be talked about that aren't really talked about that much. And those things would be trying to shut down the noise. Be careful who you listen to. There's a lot of people with a lot of opinions who really aren't based on fact, or they have ulterior agendas, ulterior motives. For myself specifically, I put myself in a community that thinks differently. Somebody who wants to learn more about how you can make money, not sitting here saying, oh, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do that. It is not a traditional education that you'll get in school. So you have to seek it out through other entrepreneurs, other people who have done it before you. Study people, what is Warren Buffett doing? What is Bill Gates doing? Or what is the biggest real estate investor in your area doing? How are they making their money? People will tell you just watch what they're doing, repeat, watch what they're doing, repeat. And I have a different take on that. I think you should watch, learn, educate, figure out what you're good at and focus on that, because everybody is not good at everything. In real estate, specifically, 99% or something to that effect of the people that are, millionaires in the world are invested in real estate in some capacity, and that's an IRS statistic. So there's a lot of people who invest, they make their money elsewhere, but then they invest in real estate. Why is that? That's a great wealth building generator for anybody. Doesn't matter what career you're in. So one of the things that I started doing, and really this is really only the last 10 years, people look at us, my mother is a teacher, my dad's a fireman. They told me, get good grades, go to college, everything will be okay. And obviously that has changed. The world has changed. You can't just go and get a degree and be fine. There's retirement benefits are dwindling. We don't have any more pensions, per se, for most businesses. Everything's in the stock market, which is very volatile. So you kind of have to seek out the information, educate yourselves, and do it yourselves. Stop listening to everybody who tells you cannot do it. If you don't think you can do it, then you won't be able to. If you think you can do it, you will be able to. But be careful who you listen to, vet out the information, question everything, follow the people that are doing the best, that are at the top of their game, that are actually implementing these things. Not just the people that are reading something, regurgitating it, but the people that actually are executing it. Those are the type of people that you want to listen to. And even those people, you still have to question everything, because everybody has their own motives, agenda, things they will share, the things they won't share. So it's trial and error, but what I would say is don't give up. The American dream is alive for a lot of reasons. We're still the only country in the world that I'm aware of where you can start at one level and you can build your own business, your entrepreneur, you can, and become a millionaire or a multi-millionaire and come from nothing. And you have opportunity equal to others if you embrace that. And you choose to push away the naysayers, push away the people that say you can't do it, and all the excuses that everybody has. Nothing is ever done without hard work. Focus, passion. If you put your mind to it and you decide that you are going to make it and you really just do it, you can do it. Different people have different ideas of success. So, how much is enough? Money does not buy happiness. So you kind of have to figure out your own personal life and what you need for it to be enough for you to live a happy life. Obviously, money can make you happy in certain ways because it takes less stress off your life. You can travel with your loved ones. You can see certain things. You can have a nice house. But I wouldn't be caught up with this idea that everybody, on social media that has all this money and these houses, they're super happy. They have the same problems that you do. And you have to figure out what is best for you and your family. What's enough for you to be happy? Because that answer is different for everybody. And at the end of the day, my goal, I'll tell you my goal is to, and I'm not there yet, quite yet, on my way, but my goal is to have enough passive income throughout the year that I can travel, I can do the things I want, I can help my family, I can give back, I can help my friends, and I can live a happy and rich life. I probably will never completely stop working because I'm just that type of person, but I don't want to have to work. I want to work because I want to work. So that's my goal. And I won't give you too many details of behind the scenes, but figure out what your specific number is. How much do you need each year to be able to attain those goals? And that's what you should really work to. And you don't have to do it all at once. People look at other people and they think, oh my God, they have 100 properties, they have 25 properties, or they have all these doors, and how am I ever gonna get there? And I'm so far behind. I just tell you guys something, like 8 years ago, I didn't have any doors. And it's different for everybody, right? But you have to just start with one. Just start with one. One is better than none. And then you can grow from there and figure out what works for you. And then you can get another property and another property, or you can find another stream of passive income that works for you. Multiple streams of income is a great way to build wealth and also diversify. But just start with that one. Don't feel like you're far behind. You can catch up and set a goal, set your number. What's my goal for this year? What's my goal for 5 years? What year do I want to retire? And just focus on that. But it's never too late to get started. So start now. So as a final thought, I want to say that your first one is always your hardest. It's the hardest one because you've never done it before. It's scary. You're navigating through these things. You got to be so careful. You don't want to make a mistake. Everybody who's in the business long enough has made a mistake. But you have to start. Your first one's the hardest. And once you get through that, then you learn and the education of that experience, and then you can go on to your second, third, and then you can grow your portfolio as fast or as slow as you want. Don't let anyone tell you what that should look like. Listen to everybody's story and everyone's advice, and then make your own decision on what's best for you.